guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. Hope you've all had a lovely weekend. So Monday, I am doing something quite simple today. I thought I'd start the week off with something nice and simple and something like I just want to finish off. Now this is a little topper that I made on Instagram, which is just beautiful, and I also made the cover, which is from recycled packaging from Amazon. This is just a piece of card. I've got 4 brads on the corners to hold this piece of lace on. Now the lace that I used was the one that I did the fabric softener with, and it's quite hard, but it looks absolutely perfect behind the little ballet girl. It just works so well. Let's pop that over there. And then this is one of my little vintage photos, and it comes in a square, so I've just cut out the little oval, and I just think it looks a little bit better. And then I popped a little tutu on her, which just looks really pretty, which is just a wrinkled up little piece of tulle and some little pearls on there, which is beautiful, and a little bow. So that was really simple. I will link the Instagram post on there, and also for this one. So that is really simple. And this was just a Amazon packaging. It was an envelope that I cut down, and then I've just covered it with some fabric. Now this fabric is a lining of a vintage curtain, which I took out, I took them apart, and it's such beautiful fabric, such lovely cotton. So I've just popped it onto here. Look, I've still got these little netting bits from doing the flowers on Saturday. So I've just popped it on there. I glued it with some fabric glue, and I've sewn around the edge. And I did put another piece of card in there just to reinforce the spine, so it's quite strong. So very simple, just a very basic journal cover, which is lovely. So today I thought I would do something a little bit different for sewing. I'm going to put some signatures in here, but I'm not sewing them in. I'm doing it like you would have like a traveller's journal, and I'm going to do the elastic. So people keep asking me about different ways that you can make journals and do the sort of signatures. So I thought I'd do like a little traveller's journal for this one today, and I just think it's lovely, and that just fits just perfect. Look at that, so pretty. I love it, and I'm actually loving the neutral colours today. There's no pink in this one, which is amazing. And I've got some bits and pieces ready. So this is the elastic. I'm going to do elastic. So I've got this elastic, which is 1 mil thick. So it's just a very thin elastic, which you can buy anywhere. It's lovely, really nice, light. You don't want it too heavy. A little bit of that. So I think I got that in the Chinese shop actually. And the inside signature bits, what I did, I took let's just get a piece of coffee stained or tea stained paper. This is just 70 or 80 GSM paper. I folded it in half, tore down this bit, and then this is what you get. I've used some recycled paper as well. It's exactly the same size. So you get 2 pages, but they were still just a tiny bit too big, because they fit in there perfect. If you're going to sew your signatures in, they would be perfect to sew in. But I want to make 2 little holes and attach this with elastic, and I didn't want the elastic to be too tight over the pages. So you'll understand in a minute if you haven't made one of these before. So I've cut them down. Now I used my great big Vivor paper trimmer, which is fabulous. So I've cut them down just a little bit, so you've got room here, because I'm going to pop a little eyelet up here as high as I possibly can on there, and here I'm going to do 2 eyelets in this one. So you want this so that the elastic doesn't put pressure on the corners of your pages. So I'm hoping I've cut down enough on that one. So nice and simple today. I've got my little crocodile, which is lovely. I've got some little eyelets in here. So these are just sort of brassy ones. bronzy ones, they're lovely. I'm going to use the big one. Look, I've got all fluff in this one. Didn't clean that out very well, did I? Don't know what I was cutting on this one. Look, I've got fabric in there. Let's poke that out. What was that? I don't know what that was. Don't know what that was. That's the other bit. I must have cut something out. A hole in something, I don't know what. Anyway, so what we're going to do, let me get a pencil. I'm going to just eyeball this. I want them as high up here as possible. Shall I eyeball it, or should I sort of, I should really measure it, shouldn't I? I'm not very good at measuring. So I'm going to put this in so it's like that. So this one, the 1 centimetre, looks like it's roughly in the middle. So I'm going to go, don't want them too far apart, but I want them quite high. So I'm going to go there and there. And I'm going to put this so it's level. And then just, oopsie daisy. This is my way of marking. I'm not very good. I hate measuring, guys. I really do. So I'm just going to quickly mark that off on there and do the same at this end. So if I do that, so they're going to be one there and one there. Okay, that's my attempt at measuring. So we just want two. I want a hole there, a hole there, a hole there, and a hole there. So these need to go in between that hole, like that, which is perfect, a perfect fit. So I'm going to just make a little hole in here. Get my biggest one, pop that in, give it a little twiddle. Little poke out there. So guys, did you have a lovely weekend? Yesterday, Sunday, we went and had a lovely lunch, which was really nice. So, because the weather's lovely. It was very, very windy, very, very windy, but it was lovely. So we thought we'd just pop out for the afternoon. And we sat around and it was lovely. People watching. I do love to do a little bit of people watching. And because we have lots of tourists here, it's great. You get to see some real different people about doing their thing. It's quite hilarious. It's quite good. I don't laugh at people, but just the way that people are and their holiday clothes. I think people think that they can, or not think that they can. They like to wear very, very bright colours on holiday. Don't know whether you guys have seen that, but people like to wear some extremely bright colours on holiday. Sort of like the fluorescent-y shorts and t-shirts and stuff, which I find quite funny. Which I did, I must say, I did do that when I was younger on holiday. I think we've all done that, haven't we? Right, what am I doing? Elastic. But we like. Do you like people watching? I like people watching. It's very good fun. Yes, and I like to see, I know it sounds very, very bizarre, but what people order to eat on holiday. Because you go to these beautiful, we go to a really, really lovely, and what am I doing? I don't need that, do I? I need to put the eyelets in. It's because I'm talking. We go to a really lovely Portuguese restaurant, and people will still order a burger and chips. And I think, oh, please, please order something that's Portuguese. You're on holiday. So I'm just going to put these eyelets in there. And then I'm going to just put that in and squeeze that down. Wrong way round. Oh no, it's not the wrong way round. That is the right way round. Yeah, I like people to test out some Portuguese food, because their food is just beautiful. But some people just like to eat what they eat, don't they? There we go. So that's our two little things. I just think this colour, eyelet, looks really lovely with this nice neutral colours, isn't it? So I'm just going to put that in like that. And then what did we do? We just had a nice little stroll home, which is nice. We don't live very far. Everything's on our doorstep, which is nice. A little wander. And that's about it, really. Okay. I don't need that. I don't need that, do I? So that looks good. Now I can tie in the elastic. So what I like to do, some people just do it with one brad, but I quite like, not brad, eyelet. I quite like two in there. And then you can put lots of different pages in there. So I'm going to thread it from the inside and back through like that. So on the outside, you've only got this little bit showing on there. And then we come back down through here like that, and then back through that hole like that. And these are the bits, these little bits of elastic are what we're going to slip the paper underneath. So when you do this, you want quite a strong spine. That's why I reinforced it with another piece of card in there. I just put two pieces. There's another piece of Amazon packaging in there. So obviously the thicker your elastic, the heavier your elastic, the stronger your spine must be, because else it will just bend like that. And we don't want bendy spines. Now you can go round this again, and you can have like 4 of these going through. So it's entirely up to you how many you want. But I'm just going to use 2 on this one. So I'm going to take this, and then we just need to snip this off. And then we need to just tie a knot in it. Like that. Put that in there. And then just tie it quite tightly. Quite tight. Put your finger there. This is where I need Andy's finger now, isn't it? Let's stick on this knot. Let's just see if I can put that underneath. There we go. Ooh. Tie that nice and tight. There we go. Pop a little bit of glue or something on there if you want to. I'm going to do another little knot on there as well. Like that. Okay, I'm just going to do it like that. You can do it as well where you put a little eyelet in the middle and have that come round as the closure, but I'm not going to do this on this one because we've got such a pretty picture on the front. So I'm going to do that, cut these bits off like that, and we can just pull those down to the bottom. So that's the outside, so it looks nice and neat and tidy. And all we're going to do with these ones is find the middle, so you don't even have to sew these in. This is a great one if you use a notebook and you like your cover. You can always, pop little notes back in this, take them in, take them out. It's really simple. So there we go. That's one. So you find your middle of your little paper and pop this through there like that. And that's your little book. So how simple is that, guys? Really, really simple. Open it up. You can then take pieces out, put pieces in. It's entirely up to you. So again, if you went round there again, you'd have another piece of elastic where you could put another one of these in, which is lovely. But the other thing I was thinking about doing is adding a piece of card in here. So I've got some pockets in here. So I didn't think I think I might do that because this didn't take very long, and then we're going to stick this on to the front. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, so I've got some coffee stained paper. This is, I think, probably 200 GSM paper, copy paper. So what I'm going to do, I need to take one of these out a minute so I can measure this. Pop that, let's just pop you there. So if I cut that down Where's my pencil? Let's just pop that on there. Like that. Let's move these bits and pieces. We don't need this one now. Move these. Ooh. Let me get my trimmer. Put that through. So guys, have you got an exciting week this week? I've got to go to the dentist tomorrow. I sort of like chipped a piece of my tooth. So I'd like to get that fixed before we go out to eat on Thursday. So I'll do that tomorrow. So this is 5.5 inches. I'm going to do this one. So I'll get that fixed. I used to hate the dentist, but at the moment, you know, I'm quite happy at the dentist. I'm not a fan, but I'm better than I was. Right, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put this, then we'll go through like that. But I want to make some pockets on here. So we've got like a little pocket on here. So we've got one for each side. Let's put this in here first. Put you back in there. See, they're so easy to take in and out, and that's really lovely. If you're a bit afraid of sewing in signatures and stuff, this is just like the perfect way. And it doesn't have to be plain paper. You can have you can have white paper. You can have your printed paper, digital papers, any scrap paper in there that you want to make a little journal with, all sorts. Right, so I'm going to fold this in half, like this. So we have one for each one, like that. And then we want to pop a little bit. Shame I'll tell you what I should have done. I should have done it this way, shouldn't I? That's what I think I might do. And then I've got this to make a pocket with, a little tuck. Okay, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to do this. Maybe we'll have one like this and then one like this. I'm going to use this paper cutter because the other one's not big enough. Let's just... There we go. Okay, so let's see. You can have a little tuck, or I can have quite a big sort of pocket this side, couldn't I? Let's have a think. Maybe I'll just have a little tuck either side. I'm going to put this, fold this in half. Like that. Take this out of here. I'm actually going to put this through because I want to see how big. Like that, can you see? In there like that, and then I can just fold this over like that. Then we can either have it that side or on the inside. So that means that if you've got receipts or something, you can just tuck them in there like that. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect. A little something to put in your pockets. There we go. Just wondering, shall I sew this together? Could sew that, couldn't I? I might go and give that a sew. I didn't really want to sort of like go around inking it all. I'm going to just ink just this little bit. Maybe I'll add a little bit of, instead of inking, I could add a little bit of ribbon down there. What do you think? What do you think? I've got lots and lots of bits of ribbon and stuff. I've got a real scruffy piece here. So what I mean, I could just sew a little bit just on the edge. Be quite nice, I don't think. Oh, look at that. I think maybe I should be able to get scruffy. A little bit either side. Look at that little scruffy piece, that side and that side. And then on this one, I'll use that as the other pocket. I will sew that in a second. Let's pop that to the side. I've got this spare piece, haven't I? I've got 2 of these. No, I'm only going to use one. I'm going to just use one. Should we have this on the outside of this one? Just a little tucky pocket, or oh, I think I'll just pop a little, sew a little pocket onto here, I think. Should I do 2 of those, one on each one? I could. Now I need a little, this one down. This is thinking as I go on this one. I just wanted to finish this off, and by doing this on an Instagram one, it's too long, because Instagram ones are only like, you know, 3 minutes long, and you can't get a lot done in that sort of 3 minutes, really. I think that's probably about the same size, these 2. That's pretty good, I think. I wanted to keep this one quite, you know, quite simple on the inside. I'm going to do a little notch in the top, so that we know that they're little pockets. There we go. I will ink this. I was going to pop a little bit of ribbon, but I think I will just pop a little pocket on there instead. Don't think I can help sort of inking. It seems to come with our territory, doesn't it, of crafting. A little bit of ink on there. Now, I wasn't going to ink this, but now I'm going to just do a little bit on the top and these edges. There we go. Super. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So I'm going to take these 2. I'm going to put that on this side. And the back. I think I'll do the front and the back. Shall I do the front and the back, or I might do them back to back like that, so when I sew that, oh, decisions. Or should I put them on the inside? No, I'm going to put, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put one that side and one that side. So we've got one in the middle and one on the outside, and then that will just slip through like that. That's what I shall do. Okay, I'm going to go and sew these, guys. So I'm going to just sew that down there first, and that one on that side, and then I'm going to sew all the way around the outside of this one, and then this one I'm going to just sew all the way around the outside and then just down this side here. So 2 seconds. Okay, lovely. So this has come out okay. I did make a bit of a boo-boo. I wanted to put that on the other side, but I ended up sewing them all the way down together. But that's okay. That looks fine. Don't think I've got any little straggly bits on there. Cut that little bit off. So that looks really good. I do like that. That's just got a little tuck in there. This little ribbon goes with the ribbon that's on the front of the little journal, so that's perfect. So we can put this one on the front one. So this will just tuck underneath there like that. So you can put, if you want to put this in your bag, you've got little room to pop a little receipt or something in there, in the front and the back like that. And then this one, these are on the outside. Shall I give it a little bit more of an ink? It's just, looks a bit pale, doesn't it? I'll probably put something on that pocket, but I don't want to sort of make the inside too fussy, because it doesn't really need it, because it's just sort of like a little notebook, isn't it? Like that. So perfect, look at that. So we've got, and then this, because you've got the harder card on the outside, it sort of protects that a little bit, so it looks fabulous. Look at that. I think that's lovely. Super simple. We do like a little bit of a super simple for the beginning of the week. Now, I actually wanted that as the front, so I'm going to put these. I've got them on the wrong way round. If I want those at the front, I'm going to take this, pop that one this way, like that, because this one is flatter on there. This one didn't quite stick down properly. So if I put that over the top, we're going to sort of disguise it. So that's why I wanted that on the front. And I did notice here, you can see a tiny, I think I got a tiny bit of glue, but I'm not really too worried about that. So let's just pop this underneath like that. Then we've got a little pocket there, and then actually it's easier for the pockets on the outside than the inside, isn't it? Love it, love it. Again, you can always pop a pocket on the front if you sew it in before you sew the journal in. All sorts of things you can do, guys, all sorts of things. So let's stick this on. Let's pop this on the front, open that up. I will glue gun this on. I'm gonna just leave it like that. I'm not adding anything else to it. Just leave it. It has split there, so I need to add a little bit more glue on the edges, like that. Make sure these bits are stuck down nicely on that bit. Little bit of glue gun, stick that on. Again, you could probably use a little bit of 3-in-1 to stick that on. You don't need glue gun glue. Bit of 3-in-1 will do perfect. And that's your front of your journal. Now, I did want to sort of dangle something from the side. Now, I can only get white or black elastic. So if you can get some, you know, maybe creamy colour or a brown, that would probably work as well. That's my little sanding paper one. I've got these in here, and I just thought that these would go really well. I've got, oh, that one's already got a lobster claw clasp on. These I made a very long time ago. Which are little dangles for the side of your journals. But I think that one's going to be too long. That's too long. This one has actually got a little lobster claw clasp on. Actually, that would probably work. Excuse me. Let's just see if I can clip it under this bit of elastic. There we go. That's what I mean. So if you're somebody that likes dingly dangly bits off the side of your journals, that is perfect. So you could stick all sorts of things on there. I did do, I've got all these to hang down, but if you wanted lots and lots, you could hang lots of sort of things off there, but they're really the wrong colour. This has got that lovely brown in it, so these are a bit too pinky for this, I think. But I've got some of my flowers, creamier ones, which I could probably hang off here as well, because it would go with the netting on there. What should we do? A little ball pin? What do you think? A little ball pin on there? Would that work? Which one? We only want a little one. We don't want a big. I think that one might be a bit too big. Let's just go in with this one. Let's just clip that on. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. A little flower on there. Could probably hang quite a bit of things off there actually. Oh, I like that. I think that looks really, really nice. Very, very simply finished off, isn't it? So have a look. If you want to use some of your, I'm sure you've got lots of embellishments, so lots of dingly-dangly things, if you're like me, in your stash that need using up. But it's just ideal to pop either on lobster claw clasp or little bowl pins on there. Fabulous. I do like that. Very, very simple, guys. That didn't take very long at all, did it? And I'm liking the fact that it's quite neutral, so it would sort of, you know, fit anybody really. Well, anybody that likes a little ballerina, but you don't have to put a ballerina on there, do you? You can put anything on there. Got lots of my photos, because I've got some in here. I've got larger ones in here somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Oh, there's a flower in there. Do you know what I mean? If it's a sort of like somebody you want to make, it's quite a nice one for a mail journal. I've got bigger pictures like this, so you could have sort of like a men's one on there. Do the same sort of thing. You don't have to have a bow on it, but you could use the brads because they're quite sort of masculine, aren't they? You know what I mean? And this lace, I think that lace is quite nice. Even if you've got like a darker sort of lace and put brads on there, or, you know, a piece of fabric, manly fabric, and put a man's picture on there or something, I think it would look really nice. Could actually be quite nice, made into sort of like steampunky. You could have, instead of a flower, you could have like little cogs or something hanging off it. But I'm loving this so far. Love it. So super, super quick and easy. I wanted to finish that off today because I think I've got so much stuff that I need finishing off, that today was a day that I was going to do that. So there we go, guys. I will link down how I made the topper from the Instagram and the little cover. They're both little Instagram videos, very, very quick and simple to watch, easy to do, and then we just fill this with some paper today. So there we go, guys. Good start to the week. Nice little project. So I hope you have a great week. I will pop in now and again. Not quite sure how many videos I'll get done this week, but I will pop in now and again, and I will see you soon. So take care, stay safe, and have a lovely, lovely day.